I never thought a wedding could feel like a funeral, but that was the first thought that hit me when I saw them. My wife, laughing a little too loudly, pressed against her co-worker's chest as the band played a slow waltz. Her hand lingered on his shoulder longer than anyone should, and her eyes, my eyes, sparked in a way I didn't recognize. I froze in the corner of the reception hall, clutching my champagne glass, so tightly my knuckles whitened. I wanted to look away, to tell myself I was imagining things, but I couldn't. That night, the first fracture in my trust began. I tried to convince myself it was nothing. They're just dancing. I whispered to myself in the bathroom mirror later, staring at my own reflection, trying to summon the husband who could believe that. But the memory wouldn't let go. Every laugh, every brush of skin, every tilt of her head, it was all too intimate. My chest tightened every time I thought about it. A slow burn that wouldn't die. Back home, I replayed the evening in my head, turning over every gesture, every smile. Something in her voice had changed, too. I realized. A casual text of me about the wedding photos felt clipped, almost rehearsed. The reception was fun. "Thanks for letting me go," she typed. Fun. Just fun. But the way she had glided across that dance floor with him, laughing like he was the only person who mattered, I couldn't shake it. Over the next few days, I noticed small cracks, subtle, nearly invisible if you didn't pay attention. Her phone would buzz, and she'd leave the room without a word. She started leaving earlier for work, coming home later, always tired, always smiling, but never at me. I didn't want to confront her without proof. My gut told me I'd ruined something irreversible if I acted too soon. But suspicion had teeth, and it bit at me relentlessly. Then, late one night, I found it, hidden in a folder on her laptop, a video file from the wedding. My stomach dropped before I even clicked it. I watched paralyzed as the camera captured what my mind had feared. Her, swaying against him in a way that went beyond innocent dancing, her laughter lilting, intimate, a private melody meant for someone else. He whispered something in her ear, and she leaned in, brushing her lips near his cheek. I closed my eyes, tried to breathe, tried to make it not real. But it was real. She had chosen a part of herself to share with him. I didn't know how long I sat there, gripping the edges of the laptop like it was the last piece of sanity I had left. Rage, heartbreak, disbelief, they tangled in my chest until I felt suffocated. I wanted to scream, to break things, to punish her somehow. And then an idea as cold and sharp as ice cut through the storm in my mind. I would make her see the weight of her betrayal, not through words, not through confrontation, through truth, unflinching and undeniable. The next night, I returned to the venue under the guise of checking on the leftover decorations from the wedding. I quietly set up the projector in the main hall, connecting it to every table. The video played silently at first, looping through the dance floor scene she thought no one would notice. Then the volume rose. Guests turned. Murmurs spread like wildfire. My heart hammered, a mixture of vindication and sorrow. She froze when she saw it. My wife, the woman I had loved with every fiber of me, caught in a moment she could never deny. Her hand flew to her mouth, eyes wide with terror, realization washing over her in waves. For a split second, the crowded hall disappeared, leaving just us in the unbearable weight of betrayal. I didn't speak. I couldn't. Words felt trivial in the face of such raw, undeniable truth. The silence between us was heavier than any argument, louder than any accusation. I saw her entire world shift in those eyes, the fear, the guilt, the impossible regret. And yet, beneath it all, I felt the quiet, searing clarity of liberation. I didn't need to plead, didn't need to fight anymore. The truth had done its work. Later, when the guests had left, she tried to explain. I listened once, and then I left. I walked through the empty streets, chest tight, mind reeling. Heartbreak doesn't fade neatly, and betrayal doesn't vanish with apologies. But in that long, hollow walk, I realized something. Trust shattered can never be fully rebuilt, but survival doesn't require forgiveness. It requires honesty with oneself, first and foremost. The next morning, I didn't go back. The house was empty, and so was the space she had once occupied in my heart. Some part of me ached, yes, But another part felt free. Free from lies. Free from the slow erosion of love into deception. Some truths are cruel, but sometimes cruelty is the only way to see clearly. And as the sunlight fell to the quiet streets, I finally let myself breathe, knowing that betrayal had ended one chapter. But I would write the next on my own terms.